platform. Friends, philosophy family always takes novel attempts for the cause of philosophical reflection for the promotion of philosophy across the country. This time, we have invited three young scholars, three undergraduate students of our country to deliver their talks on the area of their interest. And they have also shown their excellency in last students webinar the competition organized on the first week of January and the last week of December. The students, those have been invited to philosophy family in this evening, they are Mr. Ashribad Das of Noyagarh Autonomous College, Miss Tanushree Patel of Ravenshaw University, and Miss Jyoti Vishwas of Balugang College, Balugang Khurda. I welcome all of them to philosophy family as the young scholars for the cause of philosophy. And our first speaker is Mr. Ashribad Das. Mr. Ashribad Das belongs to the Department of English, Noyagarh Autonomous College, Noyagarh, Odisha. Before participating in the students' webinar competition with the subject Death Consciousness, Sri Das has already delivered 2 lectures in Wisdom Intellectual Forum Puri and 1 lecture in Wisdom Intellectual Forum Noyagarh. And the talk which Sri Das delivered in philosophy family was very engaging and interesting. This time we have invited him to show his excellency in philosophical discussion, philosophical reflection on the topic, the game of life. I think Sri Das will be very pleased to deliver this topic. This is the area of his interest, the game of life. I welcome Mr. Ashribad Das and request him to commence his talk on the game of life. Over to Mr. Ashribad Das.
Namaskar everyone. Good evening. In the previous meet, we had discussed about death consciousness, and there was a question left in the chat box. There was a question: what is consciousness, and how I can refer my consciousness and your consciousness? How there is dual concept in consciousness? So there was a question. So as today's topic is game of life, and somehow life is related to consciousness, so I would like to start from consciousness. So if we search any synonym for the word consciousness, then the state of wakefulness may be the most appropriate synonym for consciousness. The state of wakefulness is similar to consciousness. But the thing is, every animals and we human beings, our consciousness is same, but the instruments that we have received as gift are different. We have a sophisticated brain, so that we are conscious that we are conscious. But other animals, they have consciousness, but they are not aware of their consciousness. That is the thing. So now I want to come to my topic, game of life. So life has rules, and game as the game has some rules, like that life has certain rules. But being a human being, we have freedom to go with the rules or to not follow the rules. For example, if we take a glance at a cricketer's life, when he is a good cricketer who focuses on the present ball, the upcoming ball, the unpredicted upcoming ball, if he focuses on that, forgetting about the pressure, undergoing pressure, or forgetting about the opponent team, or forgetting about his past impressions, if he focuses on the present ball, then he is a true batsman or he is a true cricketer. So for focusing, that's why MS Dhoni is most appreciated as a cool captain. He's a cool captain. Whatever may be his score, but everyone likes him for being a good captain because he's cool. And for being cool, it is very necessary that someone needs to be in the present moment, and that too with a thoughtless mind. If there are some thoughts blocked in our mind, then we can't be so there is no possibility of being cool or being in the state of peace. So in a cricketer's life, as his whole life, a cricket is a game. So in our in normal human life, the main thing that every teacher wishes for a student, and every parents wishes for their children, that his child must be a successful civilian in the society. So being successful is the ultimate goal of everyone's life. Being successful in the fact of money, money is also important. Happiness is important. Respect in the society is important. Everything is important. So being successful, every parent wishes that his child must be successful in the society, should gain some respect in the society. So I want to so in the topic game of life, and to give one example of Elon Musk. Elon Musk is the CEO of Tesla company. In India, we are living in an illusion. We are living in the reality that if we plan to go for a trip to Bhubaneswar, if I book a car, or if I take out my car from the garage, so at least I need 4,000 to 5,000 of rupees for the cost of petrol. This is the reality for Indians and Odisha people, that if we take out our bike or car, we need the price. We need at least we need the fuel price in our pocket. This is the reality of Odisha people, but this is an illusion for the Americans, for the American people. Because Elon Musk has invented Tesla, which runs with battery. So the cost of charging a battery and the cost of fueling the car is totally different. The Tesla is very cheap regarding our car. So the reality we are living now was an illusion for them. It is now an illusion for them. They are in every house there is a Tesla. That's why Elon Musk is a successful billionaire today. Before Graham Bell in 1876 invented telephone, communication between two persons, if they are far away, if they are 1,000 kilometers far away, then it was impossible that they could communicate from a far distance. But today it's a very normal thing. In every house there is a smartphone, and there is also now video call, and there is a possibility of having Google Meet, that a seminar can be there is a possibility of having a seminar sitting in the house but beforewards we are booking a hotel seminar are booked. We need to pay the hotel price, and there's a total seminar setup. There's a stage, and a speaker are welcome to the stage. So everything is going. The global is the earth is everything is going small in the world. So one man's illusion can change the whole world reality. That is the thing, the game of life. He or she is a good player if he play his life as a good player. And to play the life and to be a good player, we need to have thoughtless mind, and we need to live in the present moment, focusing on the present moment. So if there was no possibility of communicating, or there was no every invention before invention of light, invention of bulb, invention of rocket, invention of the new rocket launcher that went to moon was an illusion someday, but today it is a reality. So one man's illusion can change the whole world's reality, which is happening. So if we have better illusions, then we are going to have better reality. If one man's illusion can change the whole world reality, then why we don't have better illusions, better dreams? Illusion means better dreams, which seems impossible, but one day it is possible, because we are developing day by day. That is the fact. So, uh, so being a good player in our life, always the real power exists in the kingmaker, not with the king. For example, when Manmohan Singh was prime minister, Sonia Gandhi had the real power, but Manmohan Singh was the king because he was the prime minister. But the kingmaker was Sonia Gandhi. So we don't need to be the king. We should be like the kingmaker. It is better to be kingmaker. The kingmaker enjoys the response, have the real power. So kingmaker has is the we should be the kingmaker. Everyone, we all wear a glass. I don't wear a glass, but still I wear a glass of illusion. If my as I perceived, there are some concepts like we compare, we relate everything. Human relates everything. I want to give an example of a very short story. There was two house. And those houses are in front of each other. So one house was very big. It was like a big palace, and the other house, which was in front of it, it was a very small. It was a very small house. And the big palace, the boy who was so there were two boy. One boy was living in the big palace, and the other son was living in the small house. So the big house boy always sits in the balcony and looks around, and he always see the small house boy that he's going with school with his parents, and his parents his father having a scooter, and he takes his son to school to drop him. And the other boy also see that the other boy, that his neighbor, that he's having a BMW car, and he has a driver, and he's going to a English medium school, and he has the happiest life, that he has very valuable toys, he has money, he doesn't need to struggle, he has a background, he has a big house. So the other boy thinks that this boy enjoys the life, I am suffering from something. My life is not satisfied. But the rich boy, he always misses he always miss his father, because his father and mother are so busy, because they are entrepreneurs, so they can't they don't have time to give their son, they don't give time to their son. So that is the relativity. They both are having things of happiness, they both have happiness, but they are not, but they are comparing others. He is comparing to him, and he is comparing to the rich boy. The rich guy is comparing to the poor guy, and the poor guy is comparing to the rich guy. So this this is relativity. We relate, that's why we suffer. There is no reason for suffering. Though we relate, we suffer. The rich boy who have lot of money, he has his specification, his own comfortable zone, his comfort zone. But the poor boy, he may not have comfort zone, but he has his father, he has his mother, he has the freedom to go out, and he has his lifestyle is totally different. So they each other like, the both of them are just thinking of what they don't have. They're not, they're just thinking about what they don't have. They're not focusing on what they have. That is the problem. That is a crisis. We relate. If my neighbor had bought a car, then I will bring the better car from him. So this is the society. Society is living like that. So a good player in life should have double quality, should have two qualities in with him, and that quality is the sense of attachment and the sense of detachment. If sense of attachment while playing the game or while playing the very situation, attachment while performing the action of the very action, and the sense of detachment after leaving the game or after leaving that situation. If I am now having, if I am now celebrating if I am now celebrating, after the celebration I should get detached from the celebration. When I am in the celebration, I should be attached with it, and after the celebration I should be detached with it. And this quality is very necessary for a good player, for a good art of living, because those who don't have the sense of detachment, they can't live in the present moment. They can't have a thoughtless mind, and a thoughtless mind is only possibility for the state of peace. If there is if someone is disturbed by his thought, that doesn't mean that the writer will not think for this. That is different. We are having thought. We don't have control in our own brain. The brain is a gift for us, but we don't know how to use it. There is a very big, very precious gift God has given us, but we don't know how to use it. That is the crisis. We should know how to live in the state of peace. That matters. So, the glass we wear no glass, but still we wear an invisible glass of illusion. We see people how we perceived earlier, how we have their first impression. We judge people from their first impressions. That is our illusion. We wear a glass. If we are wearing a red glass, everything we will see red. But I'm not wearing a glass, but still illusion is just like that. What we see as our illusion, so is our reality. So is our vision, that is our reality. If someone have no glass, then he is living the real life of, he has achieved the reality. He knows the reality. He knows the fact. He has no moho maya. He is out of it. So this is my conclusion, that sense of attachment and sense of detachment is very necessary in a human life. That he should have that double quality. He should be very attached while playing the game. He should be and he should have the sense of detachment after leaving the game. So life is like a game. As to be a good player, we need to be disciplined. In our life is like a game, and to have to live a better life, we need to be disciplined too. But we have the freedom to be in discipline. But if we are disciplined, then we can be a millionaire or billionaire, or we can be successful. So being successful, discipline is the most important pillar. Someone who is not disciplined, someone who is not responsible, someone who is not punctual, someone who regret, who waste time, they can't be entrepreneur, they can't be a millionaire. They can. Elon Musk, being a billionaire, mm, he still I don't get that word. He still washes his dishes, his plates. He washes his own plates. So being a billionaire, he does his own thing. So that is the lifestyle. They are disciplined. They are very disciplined. That's why they are so successful. So, running a car, a powerful car like we run, like a Fortuner Harrier today that we are seeing in Odisha. He made the same car, the same powerful car of 1600cc, 1700cc, but that runs in battery. It was totally an illusion, but still in America this is a reality. And he has also now launched the satellite 6G system, which was going to come to India, but Ambani and the Airtel owner, they refused it because they have invested very crores of rupees in their tower setup. So they refused that project in India, but it was going to set up. The rich class people have already deposited the amount to the Elon Musk company, but now Elon Musk has refused the amount, has refunded the amount. So this is all about game of life. I want to conclude. I think I'm in my time. The time was 20 minutes and 25 minutes. So I think it is time. So thank you, everyone, and namaskar.
Thanks so much, Srivad, for your reflective talk on the game of life. At the outset, Srivad has made it very clear that every game has some rules, and as well as every life has some rules, and it is very important to play the game of life. But how to play the game of life? And Asrivad has given a very motivational speech, and he has made very clear that to play life needs to be thoughtless. It needs a very synthetic vision, because he had started his speech that one man's illusion can change the whole world's reality, and the real player is he who can make the kingmaker, because the kingmaker's rule can change the whole reality. In order to live in our day-to-day life, we suffer because of relativity, as Asrivad has told, and it is the crisis of the present life. Asrivad has made clear that a real player, in order to live in perfect, in peace, and in order to live a good life in the present crisis, must know the art of attachment and the art of detachment, the sense of attachment and the sense of detachment. Then only he can be a synthetic, then he can be a good player, a best player, because of his synthetic vision for life. Thanks so much. Now over to Dr. Rao to moderate the questions session. Okay, Dr. Rao, are you present? Over to Dr. Rao.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Maharana. Well, I should thank Asirvad for very nice lecture. Well, as I see, there are no questions in the chat box, but one thing that comes to my mind while listening to him and from the title, Game of Life. Well, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In the game of life, You see, there are challenges, there are ups and downs. Now, tell me, how do you manage failures? Because when you are successful, everything flows with the wind, there is no obstacle. But when there are failures, problems come in. So, my question is, how do you manage failures, especially by taking the ideas of attachment and detachment?
For me, there is no failure. Everything, if I fail, that is an experience. So there is no failure. Everything I receive, everything I do, every karma and my every follow are all gift. There is no failure. I don't think that I have failed in something. If I have given today a bad speech or a good speech, that is a session to me. That is an experience to me. Today, my today's bad experience can be tomorrow's. Can make me a good. Can I can learn from a mistake. So there is no failure. So today's failure will help me out. So there is no failure. For me, there is no failure. There is only success, because the life we have got, the brain we have got, we are already gifted. So I am happy with God. So we already have a peaceful life. So how there can be a failure? If I fail in an exam, if I score 0 or 10 in maths, but the next year, if for example, if I am giving an example, if that is failure, then for example, there should be some mistakes that I have made, that's why I scored that. So it's not a failure, it's a mistake that I suffered. It's a bad karma that I got. That is not failure, that is my experience that I learned. So for me, there is no failure. Everything happens, the ups and downs are going to come. But for me, I don't believe that there is anything failure. There is no failure. I want to say that.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for the very good response. Well, so you see, if any negative comes your way, then you should one needs to take it as a learning experience to sort it out, whatever lacunas that we have got, maybe that has led to a failure, or you take, as you said, there are no failures, rather they are learning experiences. It is a nice line to take. But one thing, suppose say, in spite of the best of efforts, and you have a realization that you have done your best, but the consequences don't turn your way. How do you say this? Because it's a game of life, because every day we face this. How do you see this? You have done your best.
So there are examples. Many people have they were successful, but they are today they are in poverty. There are many businessmen. They are facing poverty today. But the thing is, if we are in the right direction, if we do good karma, then if we protect dharma, then dharma is going to protect us. So if we are in the right path, sometimes failure comes. But it is very rare. There is somehow hidden. There is something hidden that we can't see. But sometimes failure is also necessary, because something good may be later. When a soldier joins an army, he knows that he may die any day. So but his death is not a failure. But his death is known as Shahid. So but for family, it may be regarded as Shahid, but for his family members, it's a big very failure. It's a big thing of it's a what I can say. It's a big sad moment for them. But for us, for the India, it's Shahid. So if we're facing if in spite of doing a lot of effort, in spite of having lot of effort, if I still face downs, then I should still I should be in the wrong direction maybe. But if I'm in my passion, if I'm interested in my passion, if I enjoy what I do, then I don't care if I get success or I get failure. If I enjoy what I do, if I'm enjoy with my karma, then that's the thing. My happiness, I'm happy. And success is like that. People feel jealous for successful people. Ambani can't come out of his house without a bodyguard because he is successful. People are getting jealous. So success doesn't mean being millionaire. So sometimes being happy is also a successful life. Being happy, Sadhguru is not a businessman, but he is a billionaire because for his speech. His YouTube revenue is millions of rupees. Brings his YouTube videos. His YouTube revenue is crossing millions of dollars because there are fan following of him. He is not doing business, but he doesn't need money. But money is coming to him. So if someone has the ability or someone has the capability, so there is God who is going to give you the mobility. That's the thing.
Okay, well, one thing that I got from you is, well, if your actions are right, you feel that they are right, and you're enjoying your actions, whatever may be the consequences, may somebody call it failure, may somebody call it success, you care the least. As long as you are enjoying your karma, you are feeling that you are doing your best from the available resources, then that makes you say gives you a sort of happiness, so that you define success and the right way too. So we should not be bothered about the consequences, whatever they may be, how people take it. Okay, so if you are happy with what the karmas that we do, and if you are contented with that, then that is the real success. So very nicely said. Thank you, Asirvad, for that. So one more question before we end up. Maybe Professor Ghosh wants to ask something, but before that, I wish to ask one question. You make a reference to a thoughtless mind. So what do you mean by that actually?
Thoughtless mind. Thoughtless mind means mind with no dilemmas. With mind no confusions. That is thoughtless mind. Means I'm living the present moment. Who is in the present moment, who is not anyamanaska, or who is aware of that he is thinking something. If a writer is thinking about his poetry, who he is going to write, that is not a thoughtless mind. That is a thoughtful mind. But as a mobile has a battery, now my phone is 51%. If I am going to turn it on till the night, then it is going to end up. The thoughtless mind makes a poet or a philosopher to as the battery usage. So we need to have a thoughtless mind to use it in when we need to think something. If we are thinking every day while driving, if we are thinking while eating, if we are thinking while sitting, if we are thinking while even in sleeping, dreams come. Them who have thoughtful mind, who have thoughtless mind, they don't see dreams. So if there is no confusion and dilemmas, that is a state of the thoughtless mind. That is means we have the control in our thought. The brain is not controlling us. Brain is a part of our body, and we are controlling the brain. Brain is under our control. That is thoughtless mind. If we want to think, then we are think. And if we are thinking, we should be aware of that we are thinking. We should be conscious that we are conscious, and we should be conscious that now I am subconscious. That is thoughtless mind, and that is only possible if in the state of thoughtless mind. Who can achieve the state of thoughtless mind, who is thinking nothing, who doesn't have a phone, who doesn't have an earphone, who is sitting in the jungle alone and still enjoying his own vibe, still enjoying his own life. That is thoughtless mind. Thinking nothing, just seeing everything. Just I'm seeing now, I'm observing the nature, observing something. That is thoughtless mind. Creativity comes in thoughtless mind, not in a thoughtful mind. Creativity happens in thoughtless mind. If someone is thoughtless, he can help someone. If someone is anyamanaska, how he can focus on something, on a new thing. So thoughtless mind leads to creativity. That I refer to thoughtless mind.
So, well said. Well, thoughtless mind, you refer to something, a sort of a state of mind free from dilemmas, free from confusions. It's a state of, say, say, undisturbed, undistorted state of mind. So, where you say, and that sort of mind keeps you alive in the present and makes you put your focus on the present and the present act. So, not thinking, not pondering about whatever has happened in the past or whatever is going to happen. So you're totally focused on your work, on your job in hand at the present. Okay, that's how you see. Well, thoughtless means, so you say thoughtless, not that the mind is not functioning, but it is functioning. It is restricting itself to the present. It is focused to the present act. And it carries no weight either from the past, or it is not thinking of what is going to happen in the future. So the past and the future are bracketed and the present is focused. So that sort of mind, as you say, is the thoughtless mind. Well, nicely said. Thank you very much. Dasirwad. Well, so if anybody wants to ask something, they are welcome. From the responses, sir. Anything you want to say? Sir, namaskar. Ghosh, sir. Namaskar, sir. Anything you want to say from the responses, sir?
Thank you, Dr. Rao. I could not heard the speech given by Asirvad, but one thing I must thank the philosophy family, the organizers, for bringing some of our bright students to the platform, and in this way they can gradually develop themselves. Now, when the very topic, the game of life. Now, if life is a game, and now I have not heard him totally, so he might have given this thing that if when there is a game, there are certain rules to play the game. Now, if life is a game, then it must have certain set of rules. But life never goes by abiding a particular type of rule, because at every moment the rule is broken rather than the rule is followed. So it is very difficult to just merely metaphorically saying that we can only just metaphorically say that life is a game. Okay, so if life is a game, then who is there to set the rules? And if there are rules, then those rules are followed by by whom? And if the rules are followed, then what will be the result? So Asirvad will think about this thing, but if he has anything to say on this slide, he may reflect on it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Of course, sir. Sir, life has certain rules, but that is not some government rules. Means we have the freedom to follow the rules, and we have also the freedom to not follow the rules. In the society, in the world, there are also Atangwadis and there are also monks. So we have that freedom. So that life is a game, because as a cricketer faces a ball and that ball is unpredicted, like that we face situation that is unpredicted. That ball may hit the wicket and that ball may go a 6 or may go for a 4 or may go for 1 or 2 score. That may go for anything. It is totally unpredictable. But the thing is he is a true player who doesn't put any pressure on his mind, who is out of pressure, who doesn't care about the pressure, but focuses on the upcoming present ball, the ball which is going to come now, like the situation which are facing now. That is the most important thing, and that's why I said that life is like a game and we need to be a good player in our life. So who is a good player? He or she is a good player who focuses on the present situation, forgetting about the past impressions. The past impressions is the crisis. if we are living on illusions, if we judge people upon our first impressions, if we know someone, if we have heard someone's about someone if we had some rumors and we believe that, then we see people and when we see that people, we see it in a very it's a very normal thing in every village, in everyone. And villagers who live in village, they may not know chemistry, they may not know about consciousness, they may not know about wakefulness, but they are master of chemistry, they are master of physics, they know what is good, what is a good medicine. They made their own, make their own medicine. Their medicine are better than allopathics. They really know, they really know the thing of chemistry. They may not have a degree, but they know many things that we don't know. I have seen it. They help a lot. In the middle of village, our car just went off, and the village people made it right. They just they just bought a cycle tube and they fixed it, and it is not a normal thing. People are studying about it, about automobile engineering, but they are just they may be illiterate, but they know about everything. So the car in which I was coming, and the situation was unpredictable for that villager, but he still, because he was in the present moment, because he focused it on the present ball, because he focuses on the present situation, he did his best. And that is and he is a good player.
Okay, thanks so much, Asrivad, for your optimistic notion of life, and thanks so much, Professor Ranjit sir, for his beautiful observation on this page. Now, Vidisha Sethi has a question. He wants to ask, what is the meaning of Asrivad, do you listen me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Asrivad, do you listen me? Vidisha Sethi asked his question that what is the meaning of good life? And with this, here's another question. What is your life philosophy? Please reflect upon it.
Life is good because life is a gift. Life is good because life is a gift. We did not ask anyone for life. I did not ask God that please make me born in Puri. Please, I didn't know that I was going to born. The life is a gift for me. The life is already good because I am born, because I have a brain, because I am a human. I am not a dog. That is already good. So my philosophy is that because I have a gift, I should utilize it in a good way. So my philosophy that I should be a better person every day. Every night before I go to sleep, there should be a better Asirvad than yesterday. Better version every day. So that is my philosophy.
Okay, thanks so much, Asrivad, for your beautiful notion of life. And you have also accepted that how success lies in enjoying the game, not in failure or not in anything else. Thanks so much for your very beautiful and dynamic response to all the questions. Okay, now thanks so much. Now we have to move to the
thing that the very, you can say, the very thought that is there, it all suggested by the name, by the title itself, Game of Life, and that I found it interesting, and because very beautifully he explained how we have to develop the sense of detachment through attachment. That is because I joined a little bit late, so I just heard him from for some minutes only, but I found it interesting. And but initially, when we talk about this, when we take into account these three students, because we always keep in mind they are students, and we are just grooming them only through our guidance. So all the three, they need our applause. There is no doubt about it. But still, they need more and more guidance so that they can academically they can excel not only in, I again support Pramod Das sir, not only in Odisha, even not in India, so they should try to be international speakers. So that is my submission, but I congratulate all the three people and I also salute them for daring to address on this forum. Congratulations to all the three students. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thanks so much, Dr. Kalyani, for put your blessing on the three students, young scholars, and we are very fortunate to have you with us as an audience, and you have really encouraged our students, the three scholars, to go ahead in the path of philosophy and their academic interest. Now, is there anybody to have some observation? Sravani madam, hello, Sravani madam, do you have your observation? Sravani madam, no.
Yes, he is here.
Sravani madam.
Sir, namaskar.
Namaste, please have your observation.
Sir, I have already written all my observations. After listening this speech, I am very much influenced and I congratulate all of them from core of my heart. And I also thank the intellectual forum, the philosophy forum, all of you for your great work, and I congratulate all of you. And I suggest one thing, that is they have to, all of them, they have to go for a mile before their achieving goals. And very good speech. I mean, it's beyond my imagination. It's beyond my imagination. They have what they have done and what they have spoken in their speech about life, how philosophy has changed their life, and Ashirvad and that Jyoti Vishwas. It's beyond imagination. That Ashirvad who has told about the game of life. I have never thought of such type of speech from graduate student, undergraduate student, that he was speaking about the game of life. I have never thought of. And that is another thing. Tanushree, she was very good. She has given a very good talk on that philosophy. I have also been influenced by her, who was taking the name of that Kant, Advaita Vedanta. These are all highly appreciable. What she has told. And lastly, Jyoti Vishwas, she is also a very good. I love her talk very much. She is very good speaker, and she can achieve a lot in her life. All of them, they can achieve their. So they can achieve success in their life. I love them all, and I wish all of them all the best. Thank you all. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, thanks so much, Sravani madam, for your nice observation on the talks of the three undergraduate students. And you are always with us in Philosophy Family, and you are reflecting your thoughts on the speakers on every Sunday, every Saturday. Thanks so much, madam. Now, hello. Is there anybody to have some observation? Pramod sir?
No, sir. Now we shall conclude.
Yes, conclude.
So, sir, please give a very sweet vote of thanks from your sweet voice.
No, actually, hello, Pramod sir. Actually, this is a great day for us. Actually,
I shall, if you don't mind, I shall say one thing.
yes.
This session is the only wonderful session
Yes.
in our 2 years journey.
Yes. Then it is said to be actually a great achievement in the part of philosophy.
And with
Because-
this,
Uh,
these three young speakers are declared to be the regular speaker of a philosophy family.
Okay. Thanks so much. You have tried a lot. You have guided all these three speakers to come to this platform to be speakers, and you are the man behind all the young scholars. You have put your blessing. You have put your observation on the three scholars, and thanks so much, Professor Das, for your initiative, for your dynamic. Work in the philosophy family. Today, we have no words how to propose vote of thanks to all our learned viewers, the regular participants. Professor Ghosh is always with us. He's always encouraging us. He's encouraging the scholars, the speakers, and every Sunday we get a new kind of philosophical reflection from Professor Ghosh. We offer our gratitude to Professor Ghosh, to Professor Ranjit Ghosh, to be with us and to have some valuable suggestion to Tanushree, to Asirvad, and to Jyoti. Professor Dr. K. Umnan Rao, he has left the session for some time because of the prior engagement. We offer gratitude to Professor Dr. K. Umnan Rao. Shravani Madam is always with us on every Saturday, on every Sunday. We can't forget her noble contribution to philosophy family. She is one of the sponsors for the students webinar. We offer our gratitude to Shravani Madam for her valuable contribution, for her valuable suggestion with philosophy family. BD Societies has already put her the observation on the scholars. Dr. Kalyani Sarangi is a part and parcel of philosophy family. From the beginning, she is with us, and we are very much benefited by her lucid talk and reflective thoughts in different areas of philosophy, particularly in practical ethics and moral and professional ethics. Today, she has encouraged our students. She has encouraged the initiative taken by philosophy family because we have already congratulated Dr. Kalyani Sarangi. She has been promoted to assistant professor of philosophy. Very soon, she is joining in a university to work as assistant professor of philosophy, and her presence in a university will definitely contribute a lot for the cause of philosophy in our state. We offer congratulations again to Professor Dr. Kalyani Sarangi. And we have with us Madam Swarnalata Tripathi. She is a part of hosting this session. We have no words how to propose a vote of thanks to Madam Swarnalata. On every Saturday, every Sunday, she is engaging herself with us, engaging her with us, with philosophy family, with philosophical activities. And how can we extend our vote of thanks to Professor Pramod Kumar Das, the main architect of philosophy family, the main architect of intellectual forum, and he is the man to guide the students, to build up the students, and to show the right path in the right time to all the young scholars. So time will come when philosophy family will build up the career, the academic career of students, and will promote them as young speakers, not only in national level, but also in international level. So we, on behalf of philosophy family, I extend my gratitude to Professor Pramod Kumar Das for taking all kinds of new thinking, all kinds of new initiative for the cause of philosophical reflection, for the promotion of philosophy, and for the promotion of young scholars in the national level. Thanks so much. And I again offer my thanks to all the viewers connected with us in the virtual academic platform to encourage our speakers, to encourage the activities of philosophy family. Again, I propose my hearty vote of thanks to Asirvad Das, to Tanushree Patel, and to Jyoti Vishwas. They have done well. They have reflected on their thoughts very well, and they have also given their new suggestion, new reflection before us. We can't forget them. And Professor Pramod Das has already announced that they have been declared as the regular speakers in philosophy family. Philosophy family is a platform to promote all kinds of philosophical activities and to promote young scholars. Thanks so much. Now over to Professor Pramod Kumar Das for winding up the session.
Thank you, sir. Now it is time to really close this program. We shall stop here. Thank you.
And thanks so much.